Hello and welcome to Mint. I'm Sunita Tandon. In today's edition of From the Newsroom, we are also joined by Surbhi Agarwal. Welcome to the show, Surbhi. Today we will discuss how FDI and single brand retail, which has a clause of brand ownership, is getting to be quite a problem for certain brands looking at entering the Indian market. We will also talk about Pavers England Limited, which is the first brand to apply for a single brand license and how it's overcoming the challenge. So, you could explain to us what exactly is the brand ownership clause in FDI and single brand retail?
Right. So, Sunita, this FDI policy, which was notified last year, had 3-4 interesting clauses, because of which there's been a lot of discussion around what will qualify, what will not qualify. One of the clauses is around the 30% sourcing norms, because of which IKEA is having trouble entering India. But apart from that, there is a very important another clause which mandates the company which is investing in the company in the country to also own the brand or the IP. Now, DIPP's thinking on this is that it has been put in place to make sure that distributors or master franchisees don't get the FDI into the country, and genuine people actually do. But the problem with this clause is that, according to experts, they think that brands globally are structured in a fashion where their brand or IP is kept in some other company, while operationally it is being done by some other country. So it is difficult to get both the companies to also operate as well as own the brand or the IP. Now, Pavers India, which was one of the first companies to apply for the FDI, is also facing a similar clause. I guess you have recently met up with Pavers. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so in the case of Pavers, what happened was when the company was set up in India in 2007, it was incorporated under Pavers England Limited. Now, there's also a joint venture company set up in Mauritius, which is called Pavers Foresight Smart Ventures Limited, which has been investing in India since then. Now, what has happened recently is that the Mauritius company has now sort of got the brand ownership of the Indian brand to their company, and through which they would actually make the FDI investment now. So this is again a very sort of important sort of clause that companies have to follow and cannot sort of overjump that. But sort of what exact challenges can companies sort of face? Is it going to hinder the way companies sort of perceive the entry into India now?
Right, right. So like I earlier said, there are some clauses which are sort of limiting, and that's what experts have been saying. So if you look at, since the policy was notified, which was November of last year, only 2 companies have applied for 100% in single brand retail, which is one is IKEA and the first one is of course Pavers. Now the brand clause is limiting, the 30% sourcing norm clause is limiting, because in the case of, say, a luxury goods maker, they can't possibly source 30% of what goes into making, say, a luxury watch from India. So those are the kind of discussions which are currently happening between these companies as well as chambers and the government, even as the government is trying to build political and consensus to make the multi-brand retail policy pass. So let's hope something happens soon.
Thanks for your insights, Surbhi. So only time will tell when exactly these clauses will be tweaked according to what the companies actually want, and it will only matter of time till these companies can set shop in India. Thanks for joining us on the show. Stay tuned for more.